Well, good morning folks, and welcome back to another one. So you join me on vlog 22, I think this is, in this series. So what's happening with me? Am I still looking for places to live, or am I bunkering down and waiting until the new year? Well, I have been looking for places to live still. I know what I said I was going to do, but it didn't happen. I just didn't want to just go into hibernation mode, because it's just going to cost me time and money. And I thought properties were going to get fewer and fewer on the market, but that isn't the case. There's still a lot of properties coming on. I've looked at a few more properties. I've looked at about 5 more properties. I've got a viewing of a property that's been on the market for quite some time, and I'm viewing that on Tuesday. So if you're watching this on Friday, I would have already gone and viewed the property, so I'll probably give you some updates on that in a future one, seeing if I got it. But yeah, the thing I'm thinking about right now is money. Money I thought never would be a problem, but it is. And oh boy, I don't know if many of you know what it's like to have no income coming in whatsoever and not knowing when that income will come back in and how much you'll get. Because currently I'm not earning any money really. When I say really, I mean I've got a little bit from YouTube, but that's pocket money. It's not much at all. And I'm going to sit down here and just have a little chat with you. Now I did do a video the other day, but I just was rambling on. I didn't really know what I was going to talk about, but I just want to give you a little, maybe see how I'm going with money, where I've realised where I need to pull my neck in and stop spending money, how I'm doing mentally. So let's get off on the first one. Mental health. Where am I at? I'm not in a good place, to be honest. It could be a lot better. Sure, I love being here, and it's so nice, and there's so many shops, there's so much to see and do. But currently, because I don't have a place of my own, it's just, and I don't have a car, I can't get around. One thing I wish I knew before I left here, I will make a video one day at the end of all of this. What do I wish I'd done before I left, and how would I do things differently? Because there's many things I would do differently to how it is now. Yeah, look at these clouds. They're so cool. Love it. I just wish I was out there taking photographs. I just can't think of anywhere to go. Let's go and sit down with all these. I don't know if you can see the bottle down there, the cans. I wish people would take their rubbish with them. So my mental health, how's that going? So it's not doing the best, to be honest. I'm very lonely. You know, you've got the hotel staff, but they're just people you see. They are friendly, I do like them, but I don't feel like I can hang around unless I'm spending money, if that makes sense. I just feel like I can't just be standing around talking to them. It also feels quite lonely when I'm doing so, because it feels a bit sad in a way. I joined Facebook again. Oh boy, I hate that place. And I thought I'd join a few photography groups, local area sort of stuff. Just Newcastle, Sunderland, a little bit in the north, and it's dead. It is dead as. Some people share photos. I said about doing a meetup for Sunderland. There's about 400 odd members. Not a single person. Really? That is just, it's so sad. And when you don't have transport, it's hard to get around. I'm sure I could catch public transport, a bus and everything, but that's also restrictive in its own right. And it's just a faff as well, and it costs money. I could buy a bike, but then the weather and everything as well. And I don't know where to go either. I'd much rather go into the countryside than do some urban stuff. There is a couple of things I want to do around here, flats and stuff that I want to take a photo of around the town, doing some long exposure black and white photography. But yeah, I'm just not feeling it, and it's not nice. But it's also the fact that I can't really do too much when it comes to meal prep, you know. Currently I've got myself a fridge that I bought. It's only a little 6-litre one, so it allows me to have some milk in there, cheese, butter, a soft drink, So I'm able to fit a little bit in there, but it's not much. I can't, get mince and stuff because I've only got my Jetboil, and I don't dare do any more than that in there because I think as it is, I'm not meant to have what I've got in there. But it's just an essential bit of things, so I don't spend a load of money on eating out and everything, because that does get costly. And I must say, bringing it onto food now, the food situation, it gets expensive. So, having breakfast, lunch and dinner, most days I only have 1 or 2 of those things. Today I haven't eaten anything because I just don't feel like it. I'm sure I'm a little bit hungry, but I just don't feel it. And that's depression. But I've gone out to the shops today, I've had a look at stuff, I've had a look at appliances and TVs and everything, seeing what I need to get and just going on the cheap, but also getting something a little bit more, a little bit better, so it's not going to fail me after a short amount of time. The thing is that I don't mind failing after a year or so, like a TV. So if I get a TV for 300 odd pounds, I don't mind that, versus spending on like £1,000, which I was originally thinking of doing. What was I talking about? I was talking about food, wasn't I? Yeah, food and expenditure. Yeah, so being able to now cook in my room, I've got some pasta, I've got tinned food like some steak. I did have spaghetti bolognese sauce, and it had the mince, but it was disgusting. It was horrible. It was just ugh. But I know the steak and the other ones, the casserole ones, they are really nice. So I'm going to have that with a bit of pasta and stuff. I've got some cheese. So that's just really nice. And I've also got shreddies. And to way of warming up my milk, I use my Jetboil because I've got no microwave. All I've got in the room is a kettle. So I'm glad I have my Jetboil with me. Yeah, so I've got a little stash of food. I'm also getting fresh fruit, which I haven't had for ages. So I got some mangoes. I bought 4 of them. I had 1 last night, which was really nice. I also bought some scones and everything. This might not sound like much to you, but it's a great deal for me. And the biggest thing that helps with this to make it a reality is being in one place for such a long time. When you're moving from one hotel to the next, to the next, to the next, you want to be as light as possible, so you don't want to be carting a load of food around with you. So that's where it's been getting expensive. I will do a video into how much I've spent since I got here, because I'm really interested to see how much I've spent. I don't think it's as much as I think for food, because there's been days where I've just gone out and gone to a Tesco Express or got the meal deals at other shops and spent £3 or £4 a day. Most days I didn't really have breakfast. Some of the hotels where I did go to, I paid for breakfast, but I didn't actually do it. It's just because either I slept in too late or I just wasn't hungry, and that was money wasted. But that's all something for a future video. So yeah, I've got my property viewing on Tuesday, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be a bit costly because I've got to pay 12 months up front if I get it, because it gives me the security and also keeps the landlord happy and knows that I'm going to be there for a long time. But the downside to that is it causes me to have a lack of funds for other areas, like buying a car, investing in my business stuff, my business startups, the also expenses, getting around, insurances as well. I don't know how much everything is going to cost, but I'm going to try and do everything sort of cheaply to begin with. But I do have a lot of nice stuff. I think where it's going to get kind of costly is insurance. I have looked into cars as well. Like for I can't remember the year of the Mini Cooper, but for a Mini Cooper around £2,500, no, hang on, it was a £3,500 Mini Cooper. And I looked into the insurance because I heard that the insurance was expensive in the UK. So I went, oh, okay, I'll have a look into this. So I looked on RAC because I was with them in Australia, and the cost of that with no, it was fully fully insured, but no bonuses, nothing like roadside assistance or anything like that. It came to a total with an excess. It didn't matter if I had £0 that I would pay or £500 or £700 additional excess I paid on top of that. It would normally reduce the premiums. It was still the same price, and I said I'll park in the garage. It came to a quote per year annual, and I said I've been driving for 10 years. it came to a price of £2,900. That almost costs the same as the vehicle. And what I couldn't find is a way of actually insuring it for the amount that you want to insure it for, or the market value. I was expecting maybe £1,000, not almost £3,000, which, if it were like that, then I won't be getting a car for a while until I start bringing in money. So I'm going to look into Churchill. That's who we originally used when we first came over, or when we came back in 2014 with my mum. But I'm here on my own this time, and in case you weren't aware, in case you're new here, so it's just me on my own, living in England. My family are all down south. I'm in the north. I decided to make something different of my life and go somewhere different. We'll work out the car situation. Maybe I might even just get a cheaper car that just gets me around, £1,000 or something, and just go for fire and theft or something like that, and not worry about if I have a prang or anything, because that's just, the insurance is just going to be extortionate and not worthwhile. I just hope nothing breaks down with the car. That's my biggest concern, being broken down on the side of the road. But if I were, to do something like that, get something cheap like that, there would be a few things that I would do to the car to make sure that it survives, and some of the main crucial areas. One, change the gearbox fluid. Normally that doesn't get changed, and that can get a lot of water and moisture and stuff in it. Engine oil would get replaced. Probably replace the thermostat on the car, because that's something that gets gunked up over a period of time. Replace the brakes, probably rotors, or maybe not the rotors if they're all right, but probably brake pads and stuff, and replace the brake fluid, because that can cause problems with the pistons on the brake calipers. There's times like this where I look up at the sky like today, and I go, I've been in the wheat belt in Australia and seen similar views to this, and it was just like, it's amazing. And I just go like, I wish I was there at times. I don't regret what I've done. I just wish it was a little easier. I didn't realise it was going to be so hard. My expectation when I left Australia was I'd leave, I'd hop on the plane, then I would find a hotel, or be in the hotel for a while, fly over to England, be there, get over my motion sickness, see some family, see some friends, do some social activities, get a hire car, and then go north and settle into a hotel, get another hire car when I get up there. Unfortunately, that didn't happen because I couldn't get another car because I didn't have a credit card, which sucked, which caused me to go down a different route. But what I wanted to do was get to Newcastle, have a hire car, and then drive around to multiple properties, which would have probably taken me about, a week to do, and it would have sped up the whole process by about 2 months, and I probably would have been in a property around the time that I wanted. September I got here, September the 18th I arrived in England, so I was expecting early November that I would be in a house of my own. That has not happened. We are now 3 months since I got into a hotel, so I've been staying in hotels for the last 3 months, which isn't pleasant. It might sound nice, but after a while the novelty wears off, and I wanted to be in my place of my own for Christmas. I've got no idea what I'm going to do for Christmas now. There's no way of me physically being able to be in a property and having all my stuff around me. It is just cutting it far too close. I've got my viewing next week, or I've got my viewing this Tuesday coming up. It will probably take a week or so before I hear back, and shortly after that it's going to be Christmas Day, then we'll be into New Year's. I've also got the additional expense to worry about as well of having my stuff in storage, which cost me about, I think it was £27 per day, plus insurances for insuring my gear. So per month I'm looking at about, I think it's about $400 or about 200, hang on, a bit more than that. It's around £250 or about $500. No, it can't be that much, hang on, no, I'm getting that wrong. No, it would be around that. About 200 to £250 or about $400 to $450, because the exchange rate right now is shit. It's 50-50 really, so $1 Australian dollar is equivalent to 50p. which is not great, and something that I've realised lately, which is why I'm not really going out and spending any money, apart from just going out and getting things from the shops, you know, what I need, essentials. But yeah, I can't wait to look back on this when I've done it and I've, you know, running my things and doing all my business opportunities that I want to do, and I can see this gap in the market. I need to do it. I just hope it all works out before I run out of money, because it is a very, very likely possibility that I could end up running out of money. That's not a nice thing to say. I could end up out of money, and I don't know where I will be if that were to happen. But I'm going to do everything I can that won't happen. There's many things I can do to earn money. I was even thinking of setting up a print store, but the amount of work involved, and I wouldn't have time to manage that around everything else I'm doing. So yeah, wouldn't work, unfortunately. I wish it could, and I wish there was a company out there that could do everything that I want to do, but there isn't. But that's something that I'm going to do one day. Another business startup, but that takes money. So yeah, I've got to have a lot of money involved to do that. Yeah, I'll get there. It's just scary. I thought it was going to be easier than this. I have made mistakes. I shouldn't have looked at more expensive properties, but I did. And yeah, now I'm in a position where I didn't want to be. But there was a likelihood of this happening, so. But I think I told you in one of my videos that there is one thing I don't want, and that is to be spending New Year's and Christmas in a hotel. And it's bloody well happened. Oh, anyway, I feel better now I've made this video. Just to put my thoughts into words and just verbally speaking about it. Sometimes that just helps. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders, but I'm still in the same circumstances. But yeah, it is, you know, they say money doesn't make you happy. It does. It takes the pressure off. There's nothing worse than running out of money and wondering how the hell you're going to survive. But if you have a ton of money, it doesn't buy you happiness, it buys you security, and it buys you opportunities. Because there's many things that I want to do when I have a load of money. And that is by going off on adventures, meeting up with people, you know, doing some startups, having fun. It's not about, maybe one day I might drive a Ferrari or something like that, but that'd be a hire car. I wouldn't buy one. Nah, absolutely wouldn't buy one. As I said, I think I would, I don't know if I said it in one of my videos, but one car I've always liked is a Cohen's Egg. I can't remember which one it was. I'm going to get going, back to the hotel. I've got stuff in my bag which shouldn't be in my bag for too long. I'll probably come around here one day and take some photos around this area, because there are things to take photos of. I love things like this. This is just a car park, I think, but I really like these sort of structures and go around and do some long exposures. I've just been in a bit of a rut lately, and I've just been problem with pain. Yesterday I had food poisoning as well, which wasn't great. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to end this, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Okay, bye for now everyone, and take care.